Hi everyone! Today we're gonna make my number one favorite dessert, and that's some simple brownies with some Reaper heat in there. So delicious. I'm gonna start up with measuring up 125 grams of butter and take out 4 eggs. And then I start to measure up like the custard sugar, and I'm gonna need 3 deciliters of that one. Then of course we need some dark chocolate. I love to use like dark chocolate, and we need 200 grams of dark chocolate for this one. And I'm sure it's a lot of different like recipes and so on out there, but basically you just take like your favorite brownie recipe and add some like delicious heat in there. And I find it like easy to just use like Reaper powder or just your favorite chili pepper powder in there. But then I need to have like 2 deciliters of flour in there as well. Got like a bit sidetracked there, but I'm sure you're still with me in there. And then I use like about 1 teaspoon of vanilla sugar or vanilla extract in there. And then about 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then I just like mix everything together with the flour in there. Then it's finally time for like the next step, like one step closer. And we, of course, I can't forget, like I said, you need to have like that extra heat in there. And this time I added some hazelnuts in there that I just like roasted up real quick so they didn't get burned. And just a little bit roasted. I like to have like that crunchiness in my brownies. I think that makes it like even more delicious. But just take whatever you find is good. I have my oven temperature for 175 degrees Celsius, and I often forget to like put on my oven in the right time. So this time I actually did it before I started to whisk together like the eggs and the custard sugar, just so it gets like the right temperature before this amazing brownie is just going in there and get fully baked. And as I said, then I started up to like just take the eggs and the sugar together and then whisk them together to get like a bit foaminess, or what you can call it. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Yay! Now they're getting together. Excuse me for being like, I'm not like expert in making like cooking shows or whatever, so I'm just trying my best just to show you guys, maybe just get some like inspiration to use more of that like chili pepper powder that you have at home from this year's harvest or so, whatever. It's just a great way to like add that heat in some chocolate brownies. So good. I just love that heat and chocolate. And then like the next step, I just melted that butter and added like the chocolate pieces that I have, dark chocolate, and I just let them melt fully together. And I keep like a low temperature on so I don't burn like the chocolate with the butter in there. And then I just completely dedicate my time to just try not to burn anything, because I don't want a burnt taste on my chocolate brownie. So when it's fully just like melted together, then it's finally time to add that chili pepper powder. And then you just have to decide, how much heat do you want in there? Do you want like a lot of heat or just a little bit? Or who are you gonna just give it to you? Are you gonna eat it for a family dinner or so ever, and you can't have a lot of heat in there? Just do as you please. You add as much or as little heat you want in there. I took like about 1.5 like teaspoon of Reaper powder in there, so you can taste that like escalating heat when you start to eat this lovely brownie. And then it's just important to stir everything together so the powder doesn't like lumps or so ever in there. I want it to be like first stirred in there. And then it's time to just like carefully whisk together like the flour mix with the eggs and the sugar. Not like a lot of in there. I just want it to fully get like blended in there, mixed together. And then I add like my roasted hazelnuts in there, and this like Reaper chocolate mix, butter mix, or what you now can call it, and just start to like stir everything together so it gets like fully mixed. Can't get enough of that chocolate. It looks so delicious already, even if it's not even done, but still. I just can't get enough of that like chocolate and the heat combined together, especially like with the escalating heat from Reapers or Bootlas or so on. I think it's amazing. You just take like a piece of it, and then you don't feel like the heat fully when you start to eat it, but then after like the second try or like the second piece, it's just like you start to feel like that escalating heat, and it goes so well together with the chocolate. So I had to like just give somewhat of inspiration with this, just like try out like different ways of combining just like the heat from chili peppers together with chocolate and so on. And I mean, like I said, this is like my number one dessert for now. So I couldn't wait to like just share this with you guys. And it's not about like this is how you should do it. Just like take your favorite brownie recipe or like chocolate cake recipe and then add some chili pepper powder or maybe some fresh chili peppers as well. It's just like a fun thing to experiment with like heat and different desserts. Then it was finally time for me to bake this brownie, and then it was done. It didn't take like that short of time, but about 20 minutes, 30 minutes in the oven. And then it was finally done. And I usually serve this one up with some like melted chocolate and some vanilla ice cream. And that goes so well together. Sometimes I actually use a whipped cream as well, but this time I just needed to have like that ice cream with this one, and it tasted so good. I couldn't like hold myself back. I had to try it right away. And it didn't stop with like one piece. I took like 3 or 4 pieces before I was so stuffed. I don't know what to call it actually, but it was so good. And I hope you guys want to try to make your own like Reaper brownie. But until then, take great care and have a lovely week, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this. Bye.